Boom, boom. How's it going? How's it going? Yeah, we are live again. And welcome, welcome. It is 2021. Yeah. And if you haven't been here before, we talk about anything and everything around real estate. And we talk about it. We are out in Johannesburg. My name is TJ Taurai Jack. And welcome to 2021. May the deals be with you in 2021. That's my thing this year. May the deals be with you. I copied it out from one of my boys, and he says to me, TJ, above everything, may the deals be with you. And that's what I'm wishing for you as well. Well, I haven't been going live as much as I would like to. I've been spending time with the little ones. And over and above that, I've just been making sure that, I'm being a dad and I'm doing all those nice, lovely things that you do during holidays. But I decided today, let's start. So I know you've been on holiday and I know holiday's been great, but hit me up wherever you're watching me from. Hit me up in the comments there. Let me know how your holidays has been. And what are you wishing for me? I wish that may the force of the deals be with you in 2021. But what are you wishing for me? So holla back, holla back. So let's go on. I just want us to talk about it because, it's 2021 and 2020, we've gone past it. But what does 2021 have in store for us? Plenty of deals. That's a guarantee, right? But I want to jump onto something that's very important, ladies and gentlemen. And it is the fact about being hungry, all right? And me, I don't mince my words. I just want us to get into be a better people. And we have all chosen, you're on this channel, we have chosen real estate or property to be our go-to investment for financial freedom. So for that reason, we will talk about property on here. That's what we all do. But let's jump on in it. I don't want to waste time. I want to jump into it so that we can all learn. So let's start with the fact of 2020 was what it was, right? We can't change anything. We can't go back into it. We can't have, I wish I did. We can't. It's gone, right? We cannot change back the hands of time. Let us press into 2021. But how are we going to press into 2021? I want to state this out categorically. With you and with me in mind, this is not just about you. A lot of times when I come out here and I'm talking to you, and many a times I'm talking to myself as well. Because sometimes I need a little bit of a clip, just to make sure that I stay on the course. And the thing that I want to speak to you guys is around about the fact of being hungry. What do I mean by hungry? I've got a varsity. You all know that. I've got a school where people come through, they learn. I'm a student as well. I go through and learn from other people. The biggest mistake that I've ever made in my career to financial freedom was that I was never hungry, or should I say I wasn't hungry at the right time. What is the right time? We could say 5 years ago. We could say 10 years ago. It doesn't matter. But the fact of the matter is that if you are hungry at the right time, and the right time really belongs to here in your head. Because if you're looking at, let's say, 5 years' time, that's when you want to retire, and that's when you want to have your financial freedom. It doesn't mean retiring from your workplace. I see a lot of people, that's what they want to do. But for me, I am still working. I'm not employed, but I'm still working. I write books. Some of you have reached out to buy my book, but it's also available on my website, and you can just literally get it for free. Okay, so that's something else. But without talking about that, let's come back to what does it mean being hungry? If your goal is in the next 2 years, you want to have X amount of money, which is passive income. The question that I'm going to be asking you is, in today's time, which is 2021, in January, we still have another kind of like 300 days to come through within this year to get to your goal, right? Are you hungry for the right information? Okay, I'm just going to start, start slicing that up so that we can get really through to it. And Simpiwe, how's it going? And Tabeleng, how's it going? I'm just greeting out some of the people that I'm seeing there. But if I'm not seeing you, that's all great. High five to you. Right. So let's jump into it. What does it mean to be hungry? Right. The biggest mistake that I had. I was working, I had a good job. I was improving myself. I had personal development in my workplace. I used to get good bonuses and things like that. But I was not hungry to improve. Personal development in my finances was dololo, no idea. Okay? But how do you actually get through to be hungry? Right. For me, it was circumstance. I lost 5 million. You all saw that, right? I lost 5 million, and it was circumstantial of how actually can I get out of this. So it was circumstantial. Then I started trying to figure out how else can I do this? And then I started seeing property, but before that, I had done a few other businesses. So which meant that I was hungry a little bit, but I wasn't hungry enough. Like today, if you had to tell me that you can make money with A, B, C, D, like my level of being a hunger is kind of like, it's going to like, I need to know what information, what are you talking about? How can I do it? How do you do it? If we unpack it, how does it work? And that's the same thing with real estate. So a lot of us, we are not hungry enough to actually go out there and start a deal, to actually go out there to learn. A lot of us, we have actually, maybe you bought my book, maybe you even bought, I don't know, other people's books. I don't know, maybe you've even registered for a course. So I registered a course in December on how to become a dad. Some of you are on my page. If you're a man, we've got a page where we just meet as men, and that's just to improve us to be better fathers. So with that, I started off a course, and that course is called The Ultimate Dad. So not that I'm a bad dad, but I think that there is a little bit more in learning because I didn't grow up with my own father. So for that reason, I know for a fact that there's a whole lot of things that I didn't learn. Even though if I had a father, there might be some things that he might have a gap in, and over and above, why wouldn't I not want to go and learn from someone else who's been a father? This guy that I'm learning from, his kids are in their late 40s. So he's like a, senior person. But over and above that, he is also a psychologist in family affairs. And there's lots of data around it, around being families and things like that. So obviously, with putting in the course that he's putting together, it is helping people like me to parent better. Does it make sense? And that's the same thing with property, or should I say that's the same thing in real estate. We might have gone through into the courses and things like that, and you might be wondering, why was I actually talking about that? The reason is, I started my course in December. I am 50% in, but I am 100% on everything that he's recommending of what I should be doing. And I'm already starting seeing some of the benefits. Like, for instance, he talks about spending time a little bit, quality and quantity time with your kids individually, not together as a family, but individually, understanding who they are. So I am like a little bit ahead in terms of that, and I am being a student in that. And the question that I want to ask of you is that if you're a student and you are being a student in property, like I'm still am, right? Like there's a whole lot of things that I'm still learning as well. But we've put in the varsity, and if some of you have been there, when was the last time you logged in? It's a question that I'm asking you. When was the last time you logged in? Fine, you bought a book. Whose book? I don't know. I actually don't care. But you bought a book, and how far with it? Have you read it? Have you implemented it? So you get what I'm going with this kind of like thing of saying, are you hungry enough? If you're hungry enough, right? Let me give you an example. If you are hungry, like super hungry, just go drive down the street, guys, and see the guys at a traffic light. They are hungry. They're being forced to stand at a traffic light because they are hungry. Nobody wants to be a beggar. But for the fact that they are standing on a street light or at a traffic light, it basically means that they are hungry and this is their only last option. And for that reason, they're like, who else can help me? right? Okay, some of them are con artists and things like that. I get it. But what I'm basically saying here is, what extreme measures have you taken in 2021? I know we're 10 days in, whatever how many days we're in. I know we kind of like in. But the question that I'm asking you is, are you hungry enough to the fact that you are willing to go and stand at a traffic light and you don't care who's going to see you whilst you're learning about property? Do you get what I mean? So I'm not saying go and stand on a traffic light so that we can all know that you're interested in real estate. But I'm saying that what is it that you're going to throw to the fence and you're going to say, I'm all in. And when I'm all in, because I am hungry, I want to zoom in into this information. And if you're in the varsity, well, great. Or if you're being taught with anyone else, I don't discriminate around the information and the content that is out there. All I ask of you is that whenever you are learning, make sure that you're learning from people that are doing what you're trying to do. Because I'm tired of people that are coming through to me and say, TJ, you know, I've been to so-and-so school and what, and I'm stuck here. I don't know what to do. How can you help me? So I'm like, okay, great, I can help you. But didn't you figure that out before you went there, right? So learn from real teachers, and there are many of them out there. That's what I'm asking of you. Learn from real teachers. What are real teachers? People that do what they are teaching. So if you know exactly that TJ, he owns this property, I show you all my properties that I'm doing. Then if I've got a course, yes, I am teaching you what I know, what is relevant in South Africa, not what I'm learning from a book on whose book somewhere out there. Don't let your money go down the drain. But that's not what I'm here to talk to you about. I am here to talk to you about the fact that you gotta be hungry. I'm going to give you maybe about 2 to 3 steps here on how you can be hungry. So step number 1, how do you become hungry? Okay, we all know naturally we get hungry, right? Naturally, we all get hungry, okay? Like I'm talking about you're not eating something and then all of a sudden, boom, you are hungry. Now I want to give you a parallel example. If you are feeding into something and then you suddenly stop, your body, your mind is going to know that I'm hungry. It's like running or cycling. The moment you physically stop, then your body is going to know there's something that needs to be done here. What is it? Something that's missing. And it's running or cycling, right? So you need to start to feed your body or your mind with information around real estate. So when you're watching TV, watch stuff around real estate. If you're reading a book, read a book about real estate. When you're driving down, stop listening to all of these radio channels, what, DJ Mang, what. Stop doing that. Feed yourself with enough information that when you stop, you are going to be like, what's happening? That's the first point. The second point is that the moment you are going to start learning, naturally you're going to want to more. You are going to want to have more. Naturally, it's like that. Look at it. When you first bought your car, some of you are on your 5th car right now. When you bought your first car, when it started kind of like 120 kilometers, it was a BMW, and like, let me go and buy a new car. It's like that. So the second thing is that feed yourself. The more you're going to feed yourself, the more you're going to see that you're going to be a little bit hungry. If you're not hungry, you're not interested, so leave real estate. It's not for you. I'm just saying it, right? Uncle TJ 2021 is just serious. On a serious note, this is me this year. I'm just going to be brutally honest with you. If you don't like it, that's okay. Don't hang out with me, right? I am all about you getting to your goals. I'm getting to my goals. Some of them I'm sleeping, but I also want you to get to your goals. So I'm wanting to hang out with people that are winning. And if you are winning, I'm happy. For real. If you're winning, I'm happy. And if you're not winning, why are you not winning? I want to help you. That's why we set up the varsity. Right. So let's jump on. That was the second point. The third point is that it is extremely important that you hang out with other people that are also doing what you're doing. Right. So like, for instance, in the varsity, we've got a community of like-minded people who are doing this. Beginners, seasoned investors, things like that. like reach out to them, right? People are on Facebook these days. Send someone a ping. Hey, how's it going? I see you on TJ's podcast. What do you do? Oh, okay. I see you hang out with TJ. I'm also in your area. I come from Durban. Reach out to people. Connect with people that you are wanting to do what they are doing already right now. Learn from them. Volunteer to them and say, hey, can I help you with the A, B, C, D? That way, you can get in people's books. When you're volunteering, give your best in terms of what you're doing. And then out of that, you start learning as well. Whilst you're helping someone else, hey, that's the best way of going in with no risk at all. So help someone to find a deal. Yeah. And then pass it on to them. And then you pass it on to them. Watch. Beck, what's happening? Oh, are they making money? Oh, how did you put it into the bank? And there you are following in the process. So yes, this year you might not be able to get to a deal, but you have learned a lot. So guys, I am like super serious this year. My goal is to make sure that you win, right? I have a set number of people that I've said, I want these people to win. I don't know who they are, but I've said, like, for instance, I've got like 40 people. I've said 40 people, I want to help 40 people to win. And that's my goal. And their goal is to do what I'm going to ask them to do, right? So for instance, I'm going to ask you today to say that in the link below, you can click in, there's some tips on how you can actually learn like beginner stuff. So if you're hungry to learn, it's beginner stuff. And then it takes you to the next level. Then it takes you to the next level. And that's what TJ is all about this year. All right? Is that all good? I think that's all good. But let me also bounce at this time, but let me know some of the other things that you've been enjoying, everything that we're doing. I'm hoping that you have subscribed to our YouTube if you haven't. And if you're one of those people like, you know what, TJ, I'd really like to learn, but I want to invest at some point. You do know that we do run investments. I will speak to you a little bit later about that. But today, I just wanted to cover up the fact that let's be hungry. And if you're not being hungry for real estate, what are you being hungry for? My teacher said to me that, TJ, the more you learn the right information, the more you're going to earn. And I'm saying that the same to you. Peace out. Cheers. We'll check you out in the next videos.